Good evening. No postponements in the Cup today, thanks to a lot of willing workers, and we've got some tremendous action for you tonight. We're at Fratton Park, where we'll see Portsmouth's Guy Whittingham. 7 goals in the last 2 rounds of the Cup from him. Spurs and Paul Gascoigne the opponents. We all know what he can do. Neil Warnock, on his way downhill here, has been leading Notts County on the way up. We'll see them against Manchester City, for whom Irish international Niall Quinn has been showing top form. You might fancy Cambridge for the boat race, not usually for the Cup, but they got to the 6th round last year, and they were trying to do it again today. One of the 2nd Division's top sides, Sheffield Wednesday, were barring their way. And the man with the longest contract in the Football League, Dario Gradi of Crewe. How would his team, struggling in Division 3, get on at West Ham? We'll have ex-Hammer Trevor Brookings' comments later. But our first action comes from Fratton Park. Portsmouth, struggling in Division 2 against Tottenham, whose hope of honours in this difficult season for the club seem to rest with the FA Cup. And the commentator is John Motson.
Guy Whittingham is the top scorer among players still in the FA Cup. He scored a hat-trick at Barnet in the 3rd round and then got 4 against Bournemouth. So with 7 in 2 games, he'll relish the comparison today with the opposite number 10, because while Whittingham cost Portsmouth £450 when they bought him out of the army, Gary Lineker has cost around £4 million and more in transfer fees. But despite playing in 2 World Cups, he still hasn't won a major medal in English football, and the FA Cup represents his only chance this season. Well, Lineker will be something of a lonely figure up front today, because Paul Stewart is suspended, Paul Walsh and David Howell's both injured, so Terry Venables goes for a 5-man midfield. But he had to change his team at 2:45 when Terry Fenwick hurt himself in the kick-in and was replaced at number 2 by Justin Edinburgh. Portsmouth are without the former Spurs defender Gary Stevens, who has a calf injury. 21-year-old Lee Russell plays number 6. 2 internationals in the attack, Colin Clark of Northern Ireland at number 9 and the former England winger Mark Chamberlain at number 11. Terry Holbrook from Wolverhampton is the referee, and there's a real cut-tie flavour about this one. 7,000 Tottenham supporters in an all-ticket capacity crowd of 26,000. Portsmouth in blue, playing from the left. We've got Pompey chimes being sung before the match, balloons everywhere, and it should be quite an occasion down here at Fratton Park. Now Chamberlain. Really close to the pitch here, the crowd on the far side particularly. They've taken the fences down at Fratton Park. Clark and Whittingham are both there, and Torsvet comes to meet the pair of them. And the ball over the top had Tottenham shaking a bit, and Guy Whittingham and Colin Clark were hunting for goals. Chipped in well, and stretching there was Sedgley, didn't make it, Torsvet did. Clark, Chamberlain to Whittingham. Cool, good ball. Whittingham again, Chamberlain. Whittingham was left on the ground by Vandenhouwe's late challenge, and now Naeem digs into Wigley. Little bit of feeling creeping in there. The Portsmouth players unhappy about, not so much about Wigley going down, but in the middle there, Whittingham, number 10, was unceremoniously dealt with after the ball had gone. But it's a free kick on this side of the pitch, and they're waiting for Hogg. Gascoigne. Lineker wants it early, and he's got it early. What a great ball by Gascoigne to Lineker. No one else is up with him yet, and he had to go alone. Won't be pleased with the shot, but there was no support. Vincent Samways was still coming up from the midfield. Chamberlain, and over the head of Edinburgh to Wigley, and now Sedgley. Quarter of an hour gone. Wigley for Portsmouth. He looks to be something of a danger today to Tottenham. Aspinall. Oh, he's got away from Edinburgh. And again. Play on. Goal kick. Portsmouth seem to feel that the left-back position for Tottenham is the one they want to try and have a go at. Justin Edinburgh only came into the side a quarter of an hour before the game. Has already had to face 3 or 4 bursts by Wigley. Samways, good play. In the middle, Lineker. Oh, from behind, Graham Hogg. The Portsmouth number 5 is the offender. And I suspect that's the yellow card. Now, Vinny Samways is cutting in here when Hogg catches him. That's a bad challenge, really. Gascoigne standing just behind the ball. Lineker! Oh, it was a good chance. And Portsmouth were fortunate, really, that it was a let-off for them. And Lineker, from Gascoigne's free kick, looked the favourite here to score, and he put the header wide. It was a bad miss by his standards. Forward by Russell. Aspinall. Outside him, Wigley. It hit Steve Sedgley. It's going to be a corner. Hogg. Good effort by Graham Hogg. Corner well delivered by Martin Cool, the outswinger. Nice to see a variation on the in-swinging corner to the near post, and Hogg made a good fist of that. Chamberlain for Portsmouth. Beaten by Van den Hauwe. Now Samways. Wigley, Thomas. There's Naeem. Allen. Lineker's in there, and Gascoigne. Desperate defending, but they kept them out. Warren Neal, I think, fell in front of Paul Gascoigne there as he was about to shoot. Good defending by the captain. Allen for Spurs. Samways. Lineker's there. Oof. Well, on another day, Lineker could have had a hat-trick by now. It was a well-worked move by Spurs. Vinny Samways plays the ball into the near post, and Lineker fires it wide. Cool. He's played some good stuff from the middle of the field. Here's Wigley. Into Clark. Sedgley. Lineker. Gascoigne. Needs them to run on from here, from midfield. Free kick. Martin Cool. Mabbott's also gone forward now. Oh, I say. You just don't quite know what he's going to do next from free kicks. And that one brings more than a ripple of applause from around the ground. It's a Gaza humdinger. Neal for Portsmouth. Sedgley. Cool. Aspinall. 4 others up with him here for Pompey. It's run on for Chamberlain. The Tottenham end stunned, but the rest of the ground celebrates with Mark Chamberlain. Portsmouth take the lead after having survived an awful lot of Tottenham pressure. The ball ran on to Mark Chamberlain, and what a good finish that was from the angle. Aspinall had the first strike, but when the ricochet took it out to Chamberlain, he fooled Torsvet by going inside the near post. And at the end of the first half, a roar goes up round Fratton Park as Portsmouth come off leading by Mark Chamberlain's goal. Spurs must look back on chances, particularly for Lineker, which were not taken. Well, on their last cup visit to Fratton Park some 5 years ago, Spurs lost 1-0 in a League Cup tie, which went to 3 meetings, in fact. Here they are 1-0 down today. Hogg comes out to meet Gascoigne. Now he's found Wigley. Neal supporting again from right back. Clark. Oh, a good ball. Cool. It's a bit long. Thomas for Tottenham. Outside right is Allen. Lineker and Samways in the middle. Allen shoots, good save, Gosney, Allen. Oh, and Gosney again. A double save by the Portsmouth goalkeeper. Andy Gosney distinguishing himself there as Allen cut in. Certainly right to shoot the first time and the second, but good stops. Came off Mabbott. And Clark! Well played, the keeper. I think there was a foot up there by Colin Clark. Gascoigne against Cool. Now Thomas. Gascoigne runs on. 2 to the right for Thomas as well. Allen is one of them. Here's Samways. Now it's Allen. Gascoigne! Yes! Spurs have equalised. And just when the superstar was required to prove his status at a desperate time for Tottenham, he does just that. Coming in on Allen's cross, that's a great header. Another part of his game that's perhaps underrated. Allen with the cross, beautifully delivered by Paul Allen, and Gascoigne, well, that's classic. 1-1. We've been playing an hour, and a cup tie here. So much on the boil now. So there could be an awful lot of excitement still to come here. Lineker, Gascoigne. He's got Allen to his right. It's Paul Allen with a great chance for Spurs. And he's missed it. And his face tells the story, because that should have been 2-1. Gascoigne was the provider. And he gave Allen every opportunity here. A lot of space, but I don't think his first touch helped him. It's typical Tottenham that they're going for the win as hard as they went for the equaliser. They're not going to sit back here and wait for a replay. Gascoigne. Allen again. Better shot this time, and Gosney has to come down to his right. The Allen-Gascoigne combination working well once more here for Spurs. And this time, Gosney going the other way. And the tension showing on the face of Frank Burrows, whose side have stretched Tottenham, led for a while. Now it's 1-1. Forward by Vanden Hauwe. Gascoigne. It's still Gascoigne. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's 2-1. And the drama of the FA Cup shown up in the reaction of the Tottenham supporters to another memorable piece of skill from the player that everybody keeps talking about, and it won't stop now. Gascoigne did that all himself. He fooled the defenders and just rolled the shot past Gosney. Vandenhauwe gets credit for the pass from the back. It went clean through the line of blue shirts, but there was still a bit for Gascoigne to do. It's just that he makes it look easy. 2-1 to Tottenham. They won't be very happy if Portsmouth now equalise, but it's been that sort of game. Anderton into the middle to Whittingham. Oh, it's Martin Call for Portsmouth. Good effort. He's had his moments in midfield as well, the Portsmouth number 8, and he drove that well. And some spectators are now on the pitch, and there's fighting at the Tottenham end. And the police and stewards are having to move in. And Terry Venables doesn't want a disturbance now, because his side are very close to the 6th round. Now the disturbance has apparently been brought under control. Gascoigne. Well played by Sean Murray. Whittingham makes another bold run for Portsmouth. Outside him is Anderton. Clark's waiting in the centre. Sedgley comes across and misses the tackle. But the referee decides it wasn't a foul. Hogg's header, he's been very solid, Graham Hogg. But it looks as though he may end on the losing side. And we're going into the 3rd minute of injury time, but it's all over now. And Spurs go through to the 6th round, thanks to another glittering show from Gascoigne. And the supporters end the afternoon celebrating, as he indeed does, after Portsmouth earlier had made it uncomfortable for them for a spell. But in fairness, over the 90 minutes, as Mabbutt congratulates the goal scorer, Tottenham played some excellent football on a difficult pitch and made many chances. And when they finally put them away, it was Gascoigne that did the damage and sent Spurs into the last 8 to keep their season alive. And the fans will say there's a 1 in the year, and could it be that Tottenham will be at Wembley? We shall see, but this is a fine cup tie here, and he's written his name in headlines again.
Well, Paul, we must start tonight by talking about Terry Fenwick, because the news came through about half an hour after the game that he's broken his leg again.
Yeah, come out to warm up, and he went up just practicing on the heading, and landed out with it on his ankle, and it's a shame. I feel really sorry for him. He's just got back, you know, and all the lads really feel for him.
It's really spoilt what was otherwise a very good day for Spurs.
Yeah, it heads down now. The lads were on a bit of a high, and to find out the news now, I think everyone's a bit disappointed.
What about the game itself then?
Portsmouth give us a very, very tough game. I suppose the fans were fantastic, both sides. You know, obviously had a bit of trouble near the end there, but it was only a couple of minutes. The police done fantastic. We were on there and sorted it out. No problem. I don't think we should go into that much, but on the game, it's fantastic. Atmosphere, great.
2 goals taking your total to 17 for the season. Must be quite pleased about that.
Yeah, I'm pleased. Pleased keep on scoring, but I think if I hadn't scored that second, I think Links would have been down my throat. I could have squared it, but it's in the back of the net and we're through.
And I should think delighted with the header, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't score many headers. I think it was 1988 when I scored a header. And I got one in a friendly in Derry, I think. But I'm always pleased to score headers than I think ones on the ground, because I don't score many.
7,000 Tottenham fans here today, all saying that there's a 1 in the year and Spurs normally do well. Thoughts probably now in their minds about the possibility of going to Wembley?
Well, I never predict things, you know. I've always got myself hyped up about, you know, last year we got the quarter-finals, and I've always got myself hyped up and we ended up getting knocked out. So, you know, I'm going to take each game as it comes. And just shows, look, some of the results, the lower teams have done well and won games. So we're not going to take, whoever we get in the quarter-finals, we're going to be well jaded up for it, and hopefully we can get a result.
Well, Spurs needed that win. They didn't need Terry Fenwick's injury. Bizarre, really, happening before the actual match.
Well, I mean, devastating for him. He's been out over a year, and then to do it in a freak accident like that, and you know, after a couple of weeks, you know, he'll be left with another uphill battle to get fit. You know, terrible blow for him.
Gascoigne seems so subdued in the interview afterwards, but there's no keeping him down in the match.
Well, he is special. I mean, whatever you say about him, he is one of the great entertainers. I mean, we saw it in the previous round against Oxford, and really then here today against Portsmouth, you know, 1-0 down, and really Spurs looking for something special to lift them back into the game, and there he is again. And he does have that talent, and of course scoring so many goals this season, which is extra special.
They're worth enjoying again.
Well, that's right. I mean, you know, on this first one, you see he's deep in his own half, and already is taking people on. He plays it to Mitchell Thomas. He's supporting him just in case Mitchell decides to give it back. But in fact, he runs with it, plays it through to Vinnie Samways. And meanwhile, all this is going on, you know, Paul Gascoigne has drifted towards the far post, and there he is. I don't know whether it's his new haircut or what, but it really flashed off his head. And as I say, really, Vinnie Samways, good turn. He plays the ball out wide to Paul Allen and just pushes him a bit out wide. So Paul Allen does well, actually, to pull back the cross. And really then, I mean, it wasn't an easy header because there's two defenders. He's come bravely between the two, really thrown himself, and just about to celebrate. And then the other goal, Van den Hauwe launching one forward, and Gaza, well, only a few minutes to go, but still looking to get the winner, turns inside and creates the opening, really, and on his left foot, showing that he can use either foot in those situations. But I think more than anything here, Lee Russell, the defender, might be thinking about the Oxford goal when he went to the right, but on this occasion he dummies, turns inside, and he mentioned Gary Lineker there beyond the far post, but I don't think at that stage Gaza had any thoughts but putting the ball in the back of the net.
He can do it anyway. They used to think he was a bit chubby, but he looks to be getting stronger.
Yeah, well, I think he runs with the ball and he's deceiving. I mean, you know, he gets away from people and really just knocks them off, and they try to bring him down, and he rides tackles so well. His balance is excellent in those tight situations.
Skill and power. Well, our next cup tie is Notts County against Manchester City. County came up from Division 3 last season. They're in promotion contention this season in Division 2. Before we see the match, let's hear about the man who's turned the club's fortunes around, their manager, Neil Warnock. And the reporter is Ray Stubbs.
Notts County manager Neil Warnock has no problem with any suggestion his team live in the shadow of the forest. He feels some people can't see the wood for the trees. County can make the top flight too. They've certainly grown in stature since he took over in January 1989. County were then 20th in Division 3. Now they're in with a shout at Division 1, and hoping a cup tie with Manchester City is merely a rehearsal for matches to be played next season. In management, Warnock has worked his way through the leagues. He was a non-league Burton Albion in 1985. From there he went to Scarborough and took them into the Football League. Many managers claim to be psychologists. Not many can claim they're chiropodists. There's more to Neil Warnock than meets the eye or the toe. Now he's virtually hung up his clippers, but has seen his team make steady progress, enough to warrant other clubs showing interest in him. And really, it's not surprising. In round 3, Hull were no match for Warnock's talented youngsters and experienced professionals. A 5-2 away win was as convincing as it sounds. In round 4, last year's semi-finalist Oldham were taken on and beaten, 2-0 the scoreline. So how has Warnock prepared his players for the challenge of First Division opposition in round 5? It's quite simple. For Notts County, it was Ski Thursday.
This one here.
Do you often prepare for big games like this?
Every week. We go to a dry ski slope when there's no snow.
I'll stand next to you. Your players have a...
2 o'clock this afternoon, lads.
Don't worry, I'll get my own bike.
I can see your players have a lot of respect for you.
Yes, they do, yeah. They don't get many chances to hurt me. So when they get the opportunity, they sometimes take it. Have to excuse me moving, but I'm watching them behind you.
Your preparations for big games are slightly unorthodox.
Yeah, I think so. Excuse me one minute.
You weren't a goalkeeper either, you were a winger.
That's right, yes. Yeah, it's just a little bit of fun, that's all. Training gets a bit monotonous if you're not careful, and at times we've got a good set of lads and they enjoy something like this. It just adds to the spice, doesn't it, really? They're big kids, aren't they?
The high spirits at Notts County are understandable. Under Neil Warnock, County have climbed from third bottom in Division 3 to the fringes of promotion to Division 1 in just 2 years, and are now enjoying a full house at Meadow Lane for this FA Cup tie. 2 changes have been forced on County, with fullback Dean Thomas suspended. New signing Alan Paris makes his full debut. He'll wear number 7 but play at left back, trying to contain David White. And striker David Regis is cup tied, so Gary Lund continues his role of playing just in the FA Cup matches. City's player-manager Peter Reid has opted not to make his comeback today after a recent knee operation, and his surprise omission even from the substitutes is because City fear that the ground here may frost over in the second half. Manchester City in their famous blue shirts start this FA Cup tie, having been drawn away 3 times in succession, and may well reflect that neighbours Manchester United played all their cup ties away last season and went on to win the trophy at Wembley. The Neil Warnock style of management can sometimes be unorthodox. He had his team talk with the players, and now before kick-off in the corner of a crowded supporters club bar. Harding was pushed in the back. Bartlett, Redmond has to be quick, and again, well, nobody pulled out of that one. City's captain Steve Redmond happy to hook that back to Tony Coton, and it's a real full-blooded cup tie. And Dean Yates is penalised, pushing the back of Niall Quinn as they both jumped. And City with a free kick. 4 in the wall, 3 in a runner. It's Harper and Mexon together. Ward takes it. Oh, he struck it well. Cherry got his body behind it, but he just couldn't hold it. Poynton, will he keep this in? No, he didn't. The referee was right on the spot. But that was a beautifully struck free kick by Mark Ward. White's away for the first time, and Paris is behind him. It's the first time the City number 7 has got forward. Fabulous save by Cherry from Mark Ward. Brilliant. How did he keep that out? Well, that will really have delighted Steve Cherry, because he's not got happy cup memories against Manchester City, and his times with Walsall and Plymouth conceded 19 goals in 5 different cup ties that he played against Manchester City, but he'll be proud of that stop. Neil Poynton with a little bit of space. Good run by Mark Ward and a good ball to find him. Allen. Oh, good turn by Allen. Fine, brave save by Cherry. What's happened? Well, it got away from the keeper after he'd made a brave save at the feet of Clive Allen. Hit the post, and as players looked at the referee, nobody was quite sure what had happened. County finally scrambled it behind for a corner. Ward will take it. They haven't cleared their own penalty area yet. Hendry, Harper, and that came off Draper. What a fine ball that was by Poynton to pick out Mark Ward. And Clive Allen, a really good turn in the penalty area, and Cherry saving bravely head first, and it was Paris who scrambled it off the line. Harding. There's nobody available on that right side, and he looked and he should have seen, because he's put Poynton away. Ward City enjoying a good end to the first half, and that's a strong tackle by Harding, who'd set up City's attacking position in the first place with a loose ball and a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. And they don't think that Bartlett's 10 yards away. And he certainly doesn't look as though he is. Teed up for Redmond. Oh, fine shot, great save. Quinn, a double save from Cherry. What a hero. No wonder the county players are quick to congratulate their keeper. Cherry threw up his hands and then was quick enough to block Niall Quinn's effort. Quinn won the header, but he was climbing on the back of Dean Yates' free kick. Well, Steve Cherry cost £70,000 when Notts County bought him from Plymouth in February 1989. Former England youth international during his earlier days at Derby County. And what a save that was. The 7 in the wall, it's teed up by Ward to Redmond, and it's a real full-blooded shot. Instinctive save, and twice the second effort from Quinn. And the craggy features of Peter Reid, now 34. Who's missed the last 4 games and having to provide the influence this afternoon from the dugout. Tony Book in the background. Forward by O'Riordan, no offside. Turner and Bartlett's the quickest. He's got clear sight of Coton and he's put it over. Oh, Bartlett, what a turn of heel he has. He just outruns them. Little head down, he took it in his stride, good control on his thigh, and then poor finish. Quinn. Harper. This is Ward. White's gone down the middle, that's a great ball to find him. David White. And Cherry stopped it again. And it ends with a free kick to Notts County. But how much more is there to say in this half about Steve Cherry? David White was put clear down the middle by that intelligent break and that intelligent ball by Mark Ward. And it was just the outstretched foot of Steve Cherry which took that one away. Ward battling in midfield. They're looking for Bartlett. He's kept his balance. Now are we going to get a goal? He's chipped it over the bar. Well, I think he's claiming that he was held at the beginning by Colin Hendry, but it didn't seem to matter. He still got away from Hendry. Again, he took it a little bit wide, perhaps. Coton off his line, tried to chip him a yard too high. This is short. This is Harding. And this is Bartlett. And this is Turner, the captain. Will he do better? Oh, he's missed. It's impossible to keep count of all these scoring opportunities that have been missed at both ends. This time it's Phil Turner, clean through the middle. And always drifting wide of the post. Allen, taken away from him by O'Riordan. This is Megson, and there's space on the right for Ian Brightwell. Chipped out. Header out was by Shaw. This is Ward. It's blocked. I think it hit Clive Allen in the end. Oh, and Draper makes a good, strong, quick break. And Phil Turner, and this is Bartlett. Nice little back heel for his captain. Oh, Coton. Well, it starts in the second half exactly the way it finished in the first. City nearly score at one end, County break quickly and nearly do the same at the other. Neat little layback there by Bartlett for Phil Turner, and the ball dipped wickedly. They all appeal. And it's City's ball. And Poynton runs to take it quickly. Clive Allen. Good tackle. Megson. Blocked by Craig Short. Harper. Oh, hit the woodwork. And he's hit the post again. Niall Quinn. Oh, what a catalogue of incidents. A fabulous shot by Harper that thumped against the woodwork and seemed to rebound onto Cherry. He did really well to get a grip of it. It beat him completely. It hit the back of his legs. He's not sure where it is. Niall Quinn gets on the end of it. He hits the post. And finally, Cherry's happy to grab it. Well, you get the feeling in this match, the ball is just destined not to go into the net. Well, Notts County's biggest gate since 1982. And they've certainly had value for money and excitement. Palmer, O'Riordan, Turner. Good turn, Turner. Still Turner, still Turner. Left foot, Coates saved. And with two people bearing down on him, kept a firm grip. Well, he must have had an eye on Kevin Bartlett and Gary Lund bearing down on him. What a powerful run by Phil Turner, County's captain. Brightwell up from right back. Harper for Brightwell. Good turn of pace by the full-back. Chipped up, Allen! Instinctive run by Clive Allen. That's the man who once scored 49 goals in a season for Spurs. His anticipation was perfect, but a great turn of heel by Ian Brightwell. Well, we knew he was an athlete, didn't we? Allen's glancing header, but again over the bar.
Please remain where you are.
Redmond organises the back four. Paris won the header. Megson for City. Got it out to Harper. Will beat Harding. Redmond. Poynton. Redmond's continued to go forward. Here he is, well found by Poynton. City's captain. Blocked by Palmer. City corner. Under 3 minutes to play. And Mark Ward will take it. Cherry got a hand to it. Didn't get it out of the area, and it was taken away from Steve Redmond. Harper, dispossessed by O'Riordan, and County appeal for the throw, and they get it. And O'Riordan wants to hurry. Turner chesting it down for Bartlett. He'll get there. Oh, Coaten. And they haven't cleared it. Surely now. It's in. It's Gary Lund. It had to come, and it's fallen to Notts County. It's the 89th minute, and no wonder Steve Cherry celebrates. He's kept his side in the cup tie with some fine saves, and inevitably it was the pace of Kevin Bartlett that brought it about. Coaten was quickly off his line, but there was nothing he could do. A fortunate rebound, and Gary Lund in because the regular man, Regis, is cup-tied, has got a crucial goal. Bartlett's always going to win this race, but he misses the ball. It hits Coaten's knees. The attempted clearance falls beautifully for Gary Lund. 1-0 Notts County. And less than 60 seconds to play. Lund's 5th goal of the season. And City have made a quick substitution. Looks like Harper's the man who's gone off, and little Adrian Heath has come on. Here he is. Well, City are behind in the FA Cup for the first time this season. And Neil Warnock has seen his bright, young, naive, as he calls them, second division side take the lead against First Division Manchester City with the game in stoppage time. Well, what a difference a year makes. Last season, Notts County lost in the first round at Doncaster as a third division side. Now in the second division, within a few seconds of a place in the sixth round. Redmond. 2 minutes of stoppage time. And City are awarded a free kick. Well, what a desperate disappointment it would be for Notts County if they allowed City to steal an equaliser in stoppage time. Followed by Ward. Cherry's come off his line, he's missed it. Redmond is still in play. Quinn off the woodwork and away finally by Harding, I think. And it isn't going to be City's day, and it isn't going to be Niall Quinn's day. He's hit the woodwork for the second time in the second half. The free kick by Ward. Cherry missed it. Everybody lost it. It was kept in the air by Redmond, and then Quinn, using all 6 feet 4 inches, won the header and crashed it against the crossbar. And there's the whistle. Notts County have put Manchester City out of the FA Cup right at the last few seconds. Slaps on the back for Steve Cherry and for all County's players. And with so many goal-scoring chances, maybe in retrospect they scored at the right time, because it left City with no chance to come back at them. Final score here is Notts County 1, Manchester City 0.
Tony Gubber commentating, it could have been about 5-5. Was there a suspicion of offside, do you think, about that goal?
Well, I think not necessarily in the build-up play. I think when you just see at the last minute when they get the ricochet and he goes across and Gary Lund tacks it away, you'll see Kevin Bartlett, who's fallen over when he collided with Coton. Here, as you see, Kevin Bartlett has run through, and in fact he lunges it and he doesn't get a touch, and it goes off Coton. And I think it's Neil Point there. That's right, tries to hook it clear then, and Phil Turner had an excellent game, sort of deflects it across the goal. And as Lund tucks it in, of course, Tony Coton is beyond Kevin Bartlett, who, you know, as I say, really in this situation. That one there, of course, a ricochet coming out. Alan Harper's shot. And look at that in the back of his heel. Now, at this stage, Steve Cherry hasn't got a clue where the ball is. Niall Quinn comes in, goes back off the post. And Steve Cherry at that moment thinking, I think it's going to be my day, because there it is back in his hands. And of course he had that little escape just at the end there where Niall Quinn headed against the crossbar.
He had the most extreme. He won't have a day like that again, will he?
Well, it was an amazing cup tie. I mean, really, everyone's spellbound. And Peter Reid probably sitting at home this evening wondering how on earth they were goalless.
Yeah. But to finish the point about the offside, it was strictly offside, but you thought the referee was right in not giving it.
Yeah, you know, when you get that, the goalkeeper's sort of beyond, in fact, the forward. I mean, he's just picked himself up, and Lund tucks it away. And of course, there's only one defender, that's Brightwell, on the goal line. So strictly speaking, technically it's offside, but I don't think really it affected the goal. Man City might not agree, but
they won't. Well, our next cup tie is third division against second, and two clubs both in promotion contention. Cambridge United against Sheffield Wednesday. Wednesday's manager, Ron Atkinson, taking his team to the club where his league management career began 17 years ago. Commentator Gerald Sinstadt and Cambridge in yellow.
Sheridan. Hurst. Benson. And the back pass for Dublin. And King has made the mistake that's opened the way for Cambridge. King attempted the back pass, only lofted it into the path of Dion Dublin, and that's goal number 14 for the big Cambridge striker. Two managers, both on their feet, side by side in front of the dugout. Ron Atkinson on the left, John Beck on his right as we look. Now Taylor. Little stab from Wilkins, put him in. Philpott, 2-0! That was a classic Cambridge goal. Little stab from Wilkins started it, and when the cross came over, Philpott buried it. Taylor on the left foot. Oh! Well, they won't come back from that. Looked as though Turner had it covered, but from Taylor's left foot, it just dipped under the bar, and Cambridge are annihilating Sheffield Wednesday. Francis crosses, and the goal, that was a brilliant save. Vaughan got down, I think from Hurst's header. The cross was good, the header was magnificent, the save was superb. And the countdown now puts this beyond the reach of Sheffield Wednesday. When Cambridge reached the 6th round as a 4th division club last season, well, it could have been put down as a fluke. When they then won promotion in the playoffs, suggested there might well be something here. And now, here they are, 4-0 in front as Dublin takes another gift from a terrible back pass, this time by Danny Wilson. The rout is complete. What Wilson was thinking about, we'll never know, but Dublin reacted with such swift decisiveness that Turner was left without a hope. 4-0, and Cambridge are into the 6th round for the 2nd successive season.
And the heroes of the hour, Dion Dublin, the goal scorer, John Beck, the manager. Congratulations. A lot of people might have thought you'd have beaten Wednesday at home because you've got a tremendous record of late, but 4-0's a thumping, John.
That's right, we played extremely well, and it's kept the cup fever going, and the city is a little bit of a sleepy town. It's a bit of a university town, and it's nice to keep the run going.
The students turning up to watch you these days?
Well, it's quite interesting. We've done a couple of interviews before the game, and I think a few students were asked, and they didn't even know the game was going on, so it's nice to keep it going.
I've been reading about some of your management phrases. What's high framework of probability mean?
I think that's just get the ball in the box as many times as you can, I think.
Oh, I see. Simple as. Now, what about this fella? Because, I mean, where did Cambridge pick him up from? Norwich, wasn't it?
That's right. It's a free transfer from Norwich, and he's done extremely well, and we call him the Black Pearl, Cambridge.
Well, you had a good day today, Dion. Do you enjoy it?
Very, very much so, yeah. I think the lads were really psyched up for this game. They really worked hard. I think we deserved everything we got. What
happened at Norwich that things didn't go quite right for you there, perhaps?
I don't really know. Like, I only had like 7 months there.
Didn't work hard enough.
Is that right?
So the boss says, yeah.
Didn't work hard enough.
I had 6 months at Norwich, but didn't seem to click. So I accepted anything I could get.
You're enjoying it now. A lot of people say that you have a bit of an advantage on that pitch. I don't know to whose advantage it would be.
It is, yeah. We get used to playing on the bad pitches because we've had a bad pitch for about, I don't know, 2 months now.
Yeah.
And we just play on it. We train on it sometimes, so we just get used to it.
Now, you were bred for the job, really, weren't you? Because your dad, I think, was a good footballer. He had a choice of either playing for Fulham or being a pop star, and quite rightly, you choose being a pop star, didn't he?
That's right, yeah. He thought that's where the money was, but it didn't last very long.
Yeah.
And he ended up just doing a few session jobs.
He played for Show Weddy Weddy.
That's right, he had a few gigs with Show Weddy Weddy, yeah.
Yeah. You a musician yourself? Or?
Not really, I'd like to be. But I'd like to play an instrument if possible, but no time, I'm always training.
Well,
and in the afternoons, yeah.
He works you too hard, old John.
That's right, yeah.
But it's been a great day. Now, everybody always asks who you would fancy in the next round, John?
Yeah, obviously we'd like one of the big boys, and hopefully it's
At home?
Well, no, I think we prefer away from home, because obviously we've got a facility at the bank, and we're very close to that facility, and obviously if we got one of the big boys, it would bring some more money into the club and make it a lot easier for us.
You'd earn some dough. Now, if you
That's
get
right,
Spurs, how are you going to handle this fella Gascoigne?
Well, I think for a change, we could probably bypass midfield, I think.
Hit the long ball. Well done today. Terrific. And you'll be hard pushed to hang on to this fella if he goes on like this. Hey? You'll be going back to Norwich for a lot of money. Well done.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Well, now a glimpse of what happened at Upton Park today. West Ham were the last second division club to win the Cup 11 years ago. Trevor here, of course, scored the winner against Arsenal then. And a lot of people have been fancying them to do the trick this time. In this 5th round, they were at home to 3rd division Crewe. Graham Lloyd looking on.
to the near post. Flicked on by Smart. Cleared by Potts for the second time in a minute. Bishop. What a save by McCluskey. The far post. Gardner. Beautiful header by Quinn. That's a beautiful header. This is Keane. Morley calling for it on the far post. Quinn. Goal for Quinn. He started that and he finished it. Jimmy Quinn. His 7th goal of the season.
That was the difference. Happy Hammers going along nicely, Trev?
Terrific. That was the story of their season so far, not conceding goals and just doing enough each time to get through.
Now, what about the big one tomorrow afternoon?
I think it'll be a lot tighter than perhaps people expect. I think everyone thinks Liverpool will get through, but Everton were a bit unlucky to lose by 3-1 last week, and I think it'll be a lot tighter. Could even go back to Goodison Park.
OK. Well, that's it. Tomorrow, join us at Anfield for Liverpool against Everton. That's at 3 o'clock. Hope you've enjoyed today's action. Lots of outstanding performances, including Gascoigne, of course. But this was the cherry on the top. Notts County's Steve Cherry. Good night.
White's away for the first time, and Paris is behind him. It's the first time the City number 7 has got forward. Fabulous save by Cherry from Mark Ward. Brilliant. How did he keep that out? Teed up for Redmond. Oh, fine shot, great save. Quinn. A double save from Cherry. This is Ward. White's gone down the middle. That's a great ball to find him. David White. And Cherry stopped it again. Harper. Oh, hit the woodwork. And he's hit the post again. What a hero.
Consecutive defeats against their neighbours, starting with the FA Cup final of 1989, Everton felt they were due a change. It certainly seemed to be with them early on, John Ebbrell surviving a dangerous challenge by Steve McMahon, and it was the Liverpool midfielder who had to go off for an X-ray. A strangely disjointed Liverpool then played themselves into all sorts of trouble. Hussein under pressure giving Sharp a golden opportunity, only to be stopped by Grobbelaar, who then foiled Nevin. Pat Nevin was the centre of attention after 38 minutes, a seemingly blatant penalty, when he was brought down by Ablett. But to Everton's astonishment, referee Neil Midgley said no. The breakthrough for the Blues almost came on the stroke of half-time. A free kick met by Keown, but again Bruce Grobbelaar at his best. Liverpool, though, never give up. Barnes finally getting in on the act to set up Molby in the second half, whose lethal drive was tipped over by Southall. From the resulting corner, David Speedy's agility again almost gave Liverpool a sensational lead, but Southall was equal to it. Looking like their normal selves, Liverpool spliced open the Everton defence. Molby's superb pass to Staunton, creating a golden opportunity, but Rush just couldn't convert. Near the end, substitute Peter Beardsley almost made a dramatic contribution, his shot shaving the outside of the post. The game was destined for a draw. Everton had never won a cup tie at Anfield, but it could be a different story in the replay at Goodison Park on Wednesday night.
Spurs again, looking for that equaliser. Now here's Allen, and there's Gascoigne. Gascoigne with the equaliser. Vandenau, good ball forward to Gascoigne. Gascoigne still going, he's there. It's a great goal.
Hoisted on by Turner, on to Bartlett. Out comes Coaten, and a brave save, but the ball's rolling around, and it's in! Gary Lund has scored for Notts County.
Number 2. Norwich City or Manchester United. Number 1. Against Southampton or Newcastle United or Nottingham Forest. Number 5. Tottenham Hotspur. Number 3. Will play Notts County. Number 4. West Ham United. Number 6. Against Liverpool or Everton. Number 8. Shrewsbury Town or Arsenal. Number 7. Will play Cambridge United. That concludes the draw. These ties will be played during the weekend of the 9th and 10th of March.
That our cup runneth over. For example, this is one of the 6-round draws that popped out of the FA hat last night. Norwich or Manchester United versus Southampton or Nottingham Forest or Newcastle United.